Remember the heroes who fought simply because it was right? The lone samurai defending a village, the cowboy standing up to the corrupt tycoon, the masked vigilante protecting the weak. They acted out of a sense of justice, a pure, selfless drive. But look at our screens today. Where have those heroes gone? It feels like a certain kind of heroic story is fading, maybe even dead. Not just classic kung fu movies, but the whole spirit behind them. What the Chinese call yai, righteousness, moral duty, pure altruism. This was the core, seeing wrong and making it right, regardless of personal cost. Think of the classic wandering swordsman, Robin Hood, Zorro, even the early ideals of Superman. Their mission wasn't personal gain, it was justice for others. But that's not the hero we see most often anymore, is it? Today's trend is personal. It's about self-interest. The hero is often retired, broken, wanting to be left alone. They only re-enter the fray when the fight comes to them. They killed my dog. They kidnapped my daughter. They double-crossed me. That's the trigger. Once provoked, they unleash hell, often wiping out entire organizations. But only because their own world was violated. If the villains were merely preying on strangers, our modern protagonists might just turn a blind eye. Not my fight. Stay out of it. There's a clear boundary. Why the shift? We live in an age dominated by commerce, by the bottom line. Altruism feels naive, inefficient, maybe even suspicious. We're conditioned to ask, what's in it for them? Risking everything for strangers with no reward? It clashes with a world that often values calculated self-interest above all. Even audiences have changed. We expect the hero to get something. The treasure, the recognition, the girl. A hero who sacrifices everything and walks away with nothing? We might struggle to believe it. We've been taught that every action should have a tangible return. We demand a payoff, a reward that justifies the risk. It's transactional. Think about it. If a hero saved a group of people today and refused any reward, saying, "I just did what was right," wouldn't some suspicion linger? What's his real angle? We've become cynical. We've lost faith perhaps in the very idea of pure, unadulterated goodness. When no one truly believes in selfless heroism anymore, does that spirit effectively die? But there's another layer to this. Was this pure heroism, this xia spirit, actually a product of broken societies? It thrived in times of injustice, where laws failed and power oppressed the weak. Feudal kingdoms, lawless frontiers, corrupt empires, these were the breeding grounds for heroes who operated outside the system, because the system itself was the problem. The knight-errant, the wandering warrior, they represented resistance against tyranny. In theory, a modern functioning society with fair laws and accessible justice shouldn't need vigilantes. In fact, it might see them as dangerous disruptors. Think of shows like The Boys, where superheroes acting outside the law, even with good intentions, cause chaos and are seen by some as the real menace. Heroism becomes a problematic privilege, another force operating above the rules everyone else must follow. So, here's the unsettling question. If this kind of pure, selfless heroism truly belongs to darker, less just times, what does it mean if we find ourselves longing for it now? If we crave those old stories of unambiguous good versus evil, of heroes cutting through complexity to deliver justice, does it reflect a frustration with our own reality? A feeling that maybe our current systems aren't delivering the justice we need? Is our appetite for these power fantasy films, these stories of righteous vengeance, a form of escapism? A way to process a sense of powerlessness or disillusionment with the real world? Like turning to strong medicine when feeling unwell, maybe our craving for simple, righteous heroes is a symptom of a deeper societal unease. The age of the purely altruistic hero in our stories seems to be over, replaced by complex, often self-interested protagonists. Perhaps it's simply narrative evolution. Or perhaps it reflects a profound shift in our values, our beliefs, and maybe even our quiet disappointments with the world we live in. What do you think our modern heroes say about us?